And hello, welcome to the Bills and Bengals live play-by-play reaction stream. It looks like we've got some snow in this game, so that should make it interesting. Thank you very much if you've joined us already. Welcome to NFL UK Ops, the play-by-play reaction stream of the Bills versus the Bengals, which should be an absolute cracker. Let us know in the comments if you're already here, where you're watching today's game from. Thanks a lot for joining us, Eric. Yes, with snow game. I'm not sure how I feel about it because I think I was looking forward to a shootout in this one, but it could make it difficult with the throwing and catching in this game. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out. So we're going to get the Bills kicking off first to the Bengals. The kick is up. It is returnable. The 20-yard line is flipped over.
Sliding.
And managed to get back to the 20-yard line. That's where Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense are going to start. So let us know what your thoughts for this game. Who do you have coming out on top? Obviously denied the full matchup in Week 17 after the terrible incident with Damar Hamlin. Let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think the Bills get through at home here? Or the Bengals going to play spoilers? It's first 10, snap back to Joe Burrow. It's a pass. And it gains 7 yards through the air to Jamar Chase. That's bring up 2nd and 4. So 2nd and 4 for the Bengals. Snap back to Joe Burrow. It's a handoff to Mixon up the middle. Fights forwards and gets the first down. 5 yards on the run there. So first down of the game for the Bengals. Hoping for a close battle. There should be this one. We did a poll on YouTube, over 300 votes, and this one was voted the game that most people were most excited about. So it should be a fantastic game. Snap back to Joe Burrow, first down, steps back, scrambles forward, lofted pass out to the left, and connects with the receiver, Boyd, down the sideline. Looks about a 20-yard gain. Good start for the Bengals. So I was concerned about the throwing and catching this game, but the Bengals seem to be doing pretty well with it so far. So 1st and 10, now into Bills territory. Single back formation, it's toss play right to Mixon. Finds a gap, barrels his way forward, good hard running, all the way down to the first down marker. And this Bengals team are rolling early. It's, of course, what the Bengals did in that Week 17 matchup on the first possession. Drove all the way down the field for a touchdown. The Bills answered back with the field goal. Then, obviously, just after that was the game was called off. It's empty backfield for Joe Burrow, 1st and 10 from the Bills' 35-yard line. Snap back to Joe Burrow, quick pass out wide. It's caught by tight ends for an 8-yard gain. Second and 3. Changing play audibly in the play. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Looking to pass, start scrambling forward. Lofted pass over the middle. A wide open Jamar Chase, who steps into the end zone. And what a fantastic start for the Cincinnati Bengals team. Exactly what they did in that Week 17 matchup. Drove down the field with no problems at all. And that's a touchdown and an excellent start. Good movement in the pocket for Joe Burrow. Managed to find a gap, step forward, and a lofted pass. And Jamar Chase found himself completely wide open at the 8-yard line. Had all the time in the world to turn and step into the end zone. And it's a touchdown for the Bengals. Extra point pending for McPherson. And they do well to hold that, and the ball goes through. It's a 7-0 lead for the Bengals. There we go. Couldn't ask for a better start from the Bengals' perspective in this game. And that's from a neutral fan's perspective, looking forward to this game. Exactly what we want. End-to-end stuff, plenty of points, hopefully, especially after that disappointment of the game last night between the Eagles and the Giants. You know, we're expecting a close battle, a close divisional battle in that one, but completely dominated by the Eagles on offense and on defense as well. So hoping for 2 really good matchups today, of course, in this one and later on between the 49ers and the Cowboys. We will be live streaming that one straight after this one as well. So please make sure you join us for that. Should be another great matchup. Can Brock Purdy lead his team to the NFC Championship game, or will the Cowboys break their hoodoo of playoff troubles and work their way back to the championship game for the first time in many years?
How does that start?
Yes, Chase, quality receiver. You know, they've got an abundance of weapons on offense, the Bengals. So difficult to stop. A top quarterback in Joe Burrow. You know, you've obviously got Jamar Chase, Boyd, T. Higgins. You've got Joe Mixon at running back. It's how do you stop them? If they get hot on offense, it's very, very difficult to stop. There's no way that you can cover all of those players. So if you are just joining us, let us know where you're watching today's game from, who you're supporting in this one. Do you want to see the Bills go all the way back to the championship game, which would set up a AFC championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs, which would be played on neutral ground. And as Eric told me yesterday, will be played in Atlanta as well. Or do you see the Bengals making it back to the AFC championship game like last season? A rematch of that game against the Chiefs for a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Let us know who you're backing in this one. Who do you think will win? Who do you want to win? And give us your score predictions in the comments as well. So ready to kick off the Bengals. And the kick's up. It is returnable from the 2-yard line. Dangerous returner, Hines. Breaks 2 tackles, steps inside. And is eventually brought down around the 22-yard line. You know, the Patriots know all too well, having seen him return 2 kickoffs a couple of weeks back. Such a dangerous returner, Nyheim Hines. But Josh Allen comes out for the Bills. Showed some fantastic stuff last weekend, Josh Allen, but also had 3 turnovers as well. First down, It's a swing pass out to McKenzie. Only gains 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 for the Bills. Snap back to Josh Allen, empty backfield. Quick pass out to Stephon Diggs. Gains about 4 yards before he's thrown to the ground. On that first drive against the Bengals in Week 17, they tried to get the ball to Stephon Diggs early and often. They'll try to do the same today by the looks of it. But 3rd and 4. Looks like the Bengals showing a lot of pressure. It's empty backfield for Josh Allen. It is a blitz. 5 players come. Josh Allen gets the ball away. It's a lofted pass just over the head of Stephon Diggs. I think the pressure just about got to Josh Allen. He managed to get the ball out down the left sideline. Stephon Diggs had beaten his man. And the ball sails just over his head. This could be a punt for the Bills. So a good start for the Bengals on offense and on defense. And the punt's up. It is returnable from the 22. Makes a move and dives down forwards on the 7-yard return. And so it looks like the Bengals will be starting from their own 27. So while we're just at our first game break, just remind you about our latest video that we released yesterday. We'll have taken a look at the divisional rounds, where we preview each of the matchups and give our predictions on who we think will win those games and make their way to the AFC and NFC championship games. The link to that video is in the comments up at the top, so make sure when you've got a second, you check that video out. See how we're doing so far, not spoil it. If you're looking for a bit of comedy relief, we also have our own show, the NFL QB Pub. Find out what QBs talk about down at the pub after perhaps a good or a tough week. Make sure you check that out on our channel on YouTube. And if you're not already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our daily NFL content. Just a reminder, we will also be streaming the later game today, the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys, straight after this one. So we're hoping for back-to-back, end-to-end games between those teams. And we'll find out later on tonight the matchups in the championship games. Who will be playing against the Chiefs and who will be playing against the Eagles. Again, let us know your thoughts on today's game. Who do you think's winning this one? Do you think the Bills come out on top and set up that matchup with the Chiefs on neutral ground next week? Or do the Bengals get through and set up that repeat AFC Championship game from last season? Let us know in the comments. So the Bengals back out on offense after forcing that 3 and out against the Bills. So 1st and 10 for the Bengals from their own 28. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Here's a handoff to Mixon up the middle. Fighting forward. Managed to gain about 3 or 4 yards on first down. So 2nd and 5. Nice, another handoff up the middle to Mixon. Makes a play, missed. Goes past the first down and all the way up to halfway. Around a 20-yard run from Joe Mixon there. And this Bengals team are rolling through the air and on the ground as well now. Great blocking by the line. Made a huge hole for Mixon to run through. 5 first downs already in this game for the Bengals. Snap back to Burrow. Quick pass, bit high, but it is brought in by Higgins for a 4-yard gain. In domination in the last 4 games for the Bengals, outscoring opponents 32-0 in the first quarter. Looking to add more points here as well. Second 4 against handoff again up the middle, battling forward for another first down. I like P. Ryan this time. So a good run. That's 6 first downs they have already in this game, the Bengals. The Bills need to find answers quick. It's 1st and 10. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Finds T. Higgins out on the sideline. Takes the ball in and dives down for the first down. So that's another first down for the Bengals. Really hot start for them. So 1st and 10. There's a toss play right to Jamar Chase. Looks out for his blocks, but only managed to get about 3 yards on that play. He was looking for blockers. Patient running from Jamar Chase. That's going to be up 2nd and 7. Snap back to Joe Burrow, looking to pass this time. Just dumps the ball off to P. Ryan. And again, fights forward, helped out by a lineman. And gains another 3 or 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down. So can the Bills get off the field? 3rd and 3. Crowd trying to G them up. Snow still pouring down.
I don't think Tabs had done it. She has now, I think.
It's Joe Burrow in the shotgun from the 24-yard line of the Bills. The Bills look like they're showing heavy pressure. And it looks like they've jumped as well. This could be a free play for Joe Burrow if he can get away from the defender. He can't. He gets brought down from Basham, but I think Basham had already stepped over the line. And it is. So that's going to be a first down for the Bengals. Went too early. So that's going to be 1st and 10. Now in the red zone again, the Bengals looking to double their advantage. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Toss out to Joe Mixon. Down the sideline, pushed out of bounds after gaining 6 yards. Really good start for the Bengals team. Nearly 10 minutes gone in the first quarter. 7-0 up and already back in the red zone. So 2nd and 5. Heavy formation. And it is a handoff to Joe Mixon looking for a gap, but good defense from the Bills this time. Matt Milano comes through and brings Joe Mixon down. Looks like a couple of yards lost there as well. Great tackle from Milano. So 3rd and 7. Can the Bills hold them here? No kick in this weather is going to be a gimme. It's going to be hard to take the snap and to hold the ball. So 3rd and 7, back to Joe Burrow. Fakes it, throws it into the end zone to a wide open tight end. How did he get that wide open? I have no idea, but it is another Bengals touchdown. Hayden Hurst. I think the pump fake might have fooled the secondary of the Bills. But how did that happen? It did. They bit on the pump fake. They bit down to Jamar Chase and left Hayden Hurst wide open. And what a great start for this Bengals team. So the extra point. Again, the holder does a fantastic job to take the ball in, set it up for the kicker, McPherson, who knocks it through. And 14-0. That's certainly going to quieten down this Buffalo Bills crowd. So just while we're on a break as well, just to let you know that we're now sponsored by the fantastic Bet US, open to US and Canada. We have a special promotion this weekend for the Divisional weekend of 125% sign-up bonus if you sign up with Bet US. The link to that is in the comments up at the top and in the description as well. So make sure you check that out. Might be a good opportunity if you still think the Bills can come back and win this one. Might be worth having a look at what odds are on the Bills coming back now. You could get good odds, good offers on that one. So let us know in the comments. A hot start for the Bengals. It has to be said, going into the playoffs, the two hottest teams going into the playoffs has to be the Bengals and the 49ers, who we'll obviously see later. So will it be those two teams that go all the way and meet up in Super Bowl 57? We'll have more answers later on tonight after these two games. But this Bengals offense look unstoppable at the minute. We're expecting a shootout, but Josh Allen and the Bills offense need to get something going after going 3 and out on their first possession. So the Bengals obviously got off to a poor start at the start of the season, but really fought back well. It looked like they weren't going to be challenging in that division, but fought back well. Have really got something going on offense towards the end of the season as well, and have continued that now. And if the defense can make a few stops as well, it's going to be very difficult for this Bills team to come back. 9 completions out of 9 for Joe Burrow, 6 different receivers, and 2 touchdowns. What a great start. So the kick's up. And it goes into the back of the end zone. And so the Bills are going to start from their own 25. Needing to get something going on offense. Josh Allen did some really good things last week. Did turn the ball over a couple of times on interceptions and a fumble as well. Do not be panicking just yet. It's very early on in the game. So shotgun formation. It's a handoff up the middle to Singletary. Who gains 3 yards on the ground up the middle. It's going to be up 2nd and 7.
He's doing it now.
So 2nd and 7. Josh Allen back in the shotgun. Motion from Hines coming across. It is a handoff to Cook on the sweep. But good tackling from the Bengals limits him to 1, maybe 2 yards. So it's going to be up 3rd and 5. The Bills need to convert. Had no answers for this Bengals offense so far. They need to get a drive going themselves. So the handoff almost didn't go down well. James Cook slipped. So here we go, 3rd and 5. Snap back to Josh Allen. Under pressure. Flips the ball out. And it's scooped up by the Bengals. And knocked out. I think it was a forward pass. Good pressure from the Bengals defense. Josh Allen tried to flip it out, make a play to the running back. So hits Josh Allen from behind. Josh Allen does well to keep hold of the ball in the first place. And then tries to flip the ball out to Singletary. It's a forward pass. But it's incomplete. And the Bills going to have to punt again. And the punt is up. Returnable from the 20. Makes a move down the sideline. And returns it for about 13, 14 yards. And sets the Bengals back up in decent starting field position. And the Bills need answers on defense. Two minutes left in the first quarter. And it's been a dominating performance by this Bengals team so far. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. And on defense, they forced 2 3-and-outs of the Bills as well. You know, at some point, the Bills are going to put something together in this game. But they need to get a stop on defense. So again, if you are just joining us, let us know where you're watching today's game from. This is the NFL UK Ops Live play-by-play reaction stream of the Buffalo Bills against the Cincinnati Bengals. Let us know in the comments where you're watching today's game, who you're wanting to win, who you think will win this game as well. The more interaction we get, the better. All NFL fans are welcome in our streams. So please let us know where you're watching today's game from and who you're wanting or expecting to win this game. And again, you can check out our latest video where we take a look at the divisional matchups. Obviously 2 yesterday and the 2 today. And make our predictions on who we believe will make it through to the championship games. So the link to that is in the comments up at the top. So make sure you check that video out and see if you agree with our picks or see if you think something different. Let us know in the comments. We also want to say a massive thank you to everybody that has subscribed to our channel. We set a lofty goal at the start of this season, starting from nothing to get to 1,000 subscribers by the Super Bowl. We're just short of 1,500 subscribers now. So thank you so much for everybody that has subscribed. If you haven't, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our daily content. But thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed. So third possession for the Bengals. It's 1st and 10. Looking to add to their 14-0 lead. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Pass over the middle. Falls behind the receiver. And that's the first incomplete pass from Joe Burrow. So 2nd and 10. 9 first downs versus no first downs so far. Shotgun formation. The Bengals on their own 32. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Lofted down the sideline. Excellent defending. Jackson looks like he was a bit frustrated. He couldn't bring it in for the interception. It was good defending, really. Managed to get a hand up to knock it away, stop the ball getting to Chase down the sideline. That's going to be 3rd and 10. The crowd are into it now, hoping to force a 3 and out. Can this Bills defense get straight back off the field? Snap back to Joe Burrow. Finds the receiver and gains 13 yards on that play. To Irwin. Irwin had a couple of touchdowns against the Patriots a couple of weeks ago. There's another weapon that they have on offense that should see one-on-one coverage. And if you can beat that one-on-one coverage, you know, with the fact of the Bills having to take into account Chase, Boyd, Higgins. So just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And the Bengals are on the move again. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Lofted pass over the side. Oh, has he brought that in? Almost. Looked like Boyd had brought in a spectacular one-hander, 25 yards downfield. Let's have another look. Joe just couldn't quite bring it in. As he brought it back towards his body, it hit his body and bounced out. I'd say probably good defending from the secondary there. We bring up 2nd and 10. Back to Joe Burrow. It's a handoff up the middle to Mixon. Managed to gain around 2 yards, 2-3 yards on that. He'll bring up another 3rd down. So 3rd and 7 and another opportunity for this Bills team to force a punt. Just inside their own half, the Bengals. 3rd and 7. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Steps forwards, under pressure, tries to spin. Is thrown down by Matt Milano on the sack. That'll be a 4th down, and the Bills have finally made a stop on defense. Excellent tackle from Milano. So 4th and 9, and the Bengals will punt. We'll see if they can pin the Bills deep within their 10-yard line if they can. And the punt's up. It's not the best punt. Goes out of bounds. Let's see whereabouts it went out of bounds. Right at the 20-yard line. So he might as well have punted it into the end zone. But a good stop for the Bills' defense. Need to get something going on offense. They've gone 3 and out on both occasions so far. Just 6 seconds left in the first quarter. There's just about enough time to run one play. So 25-yard line, they've marked it out in the end. So 1st and 10 for the Bills. Snap back to Josh Allen. He's looking to pass. It starts to move forwards. And he gets hit and brought down. Does incredibly well to keep hold of the ball as well. So it was Bell that got to him and actually hit his arm. He did well to keep hold of the ball. But that's the end of the first quarter. And a dominated performance from the Bengals so far. So a quick recap of that first quarter. On the first drive, the Bengals drove straight down the field, finishing off with a touchdown pass from Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Forced a 3 and out of the Bills. Again, drove down the field. And a pass from Joe Burrow to Hayden Hurst in the end zone made it 14-0. The Bills again went 3 and out, but did manage to eventually stop the Bengals on the third drive. The Bills now on their third drive, but Josh Allen sacked on the first play. And we'll be facing 2nd and 14 when we get started in the second quarter. So let's know not the best start for this Bills team. Let us know your thoughts on this game. Can you see the Bills coming back in this one? They're going to have to get something together and get something going on offense. They're in no sort of rhythm at the moment. Excellent coverage and excellent pressure from the Bengals defense so far. They'll be feeling a little bit better about their own defense, the Bills, having eventually got a stop and getting to Joe Burrow on the sack. But if this is going to turn into a shootout, the Bills need to get something going on this drive. And if you just joined us, we are going to be live streaming not just this game, but the final divisional round matchup, which is the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys later on today, which again looks like it should be a great game. The not so Mr. Irrelevant now, Brock Purdy led 49ers against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys looking to make a run in the playoffs for the first time in what seems like many, many years now. The Cowboys, of course, if they can come through, would set up another divisional matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles. Or will it be the 49ers making it back to the NFC Championship game? Of course, in this game, Bills looking to get to the AFC Championship game and set up that matchup with the Chiefs on neutral ground. Or will it be the Bengals in a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game? So 2nd and 13 for the Bills. From their own 22, Josh Allen, empty backfield. Snap back to him. Time to throw. And finds his receiver. It's Stephon Diggs. Managed to gain 15 yards on that pass play. And we've got finally for the Bills, they've got a first down. Finds the gap in the coverage. So the Bills go no huddle, trying to get some rhythm going. Snap back to Josh Allen. Fakes the handoff, sets off running himself up the middle. Gains 4 yards. So tough to bring down Josh Allen, but there's always that risk factor. He has definitely got a fumble in him. So if you can get to him, get to that ball, get his arm. He has got a tendency to fumble. So 2nd and 6. Trips right for the Bills. Snap back, Josh Allen's going to pass. And again, this time managed to find Gabriel Davis for the first down right at halfway. Much better for the Bills. Perhaps needed that the end of the quarter to get themselves refocused. The blocking seems to have been better the last few plays as well. Josh Allen's had time to throw. They try and send more pressure this time, but Josh Allen still gets the ball off to Stephon Diggs. Gained 7 yards on that pass play. Again, the Bengals sent some heat there, but the Bills' offensive line picked it up really well. So 2nd and 3. Snap back to Josh Allen. Quick pass out wide to Cole Beasley. And an excellent run from Cole Beasley. Gains 12 yards right down to the 30-yard line of the Bengals. Got Cole Beasley back out of retirement to come back to the Bills. Started out this season. Retired. Went to the Buccaneers, then retired again. And now back with the Bills in the playoffs. Snap back to Josh Allen, empty backfield, looking to pass. Scrambles around. Throws the ball away, out of bounds. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 for the Bills. On the Bengals 32. Snap back to Josh Allen. It's a handoff to Cook. Goes out wide to the left. Gains 8 yards on 2nd down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2 for the Bills. Looking to keep this drive going. Try and halve the Bengals' advantage. Snap back to Josh Allen to hand off to Cook again. Fighting forward. It's going to be close. It's very close. I think he's going to be just short. And a decision to make potentially for the Bills. It is 4th down. 4th and inches. Josh Allen, very difficult to stop on QB sneaks. There we go. Really important down this one. Josh Allen sends motion. Gabriel Davis. And it's a QB sneak. And they seem to have taken that out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. Gabriel Davis came up behind Josh Allen and gave him a push from behind. Made sure he got there. We've seen that from the Eagles this season. With 2 players usually barreling into the back of Jalen Hurts, pushing him forward. And the ball actually came out. But luckily, Josh Allen landed on top of it. So 1st and 10 just outside the red zone for the Bengals, for the Bills. Josh Allen in the shotgun. Snap back to him. Under pressure up the middle. Scrambles out to his right. Sets off running forward. And the ball comes out. I think he was down. He gains 4 or 5 yards. Looked like he was hit down. The ball came out, so recovered by the Bengals. But there is a flag for holding against the Bills, which is going to push them further back. So just over 10 minutes left in the half. The Bills looking to get on the board for the first time in this game. 1st and 20 now. Snap back to Josh Allen. It's a handoff to Cook. Managed to get him 4 or 5 yards. It's going to bring 2nd and 16. See what the Bills draw up here. 2nd and 16. Trying to get the Bengals to jump. Naheem Hines goes out. It's a pass from Josh Allen. He's got a wide open receiver. It's Shakir down inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Bills. Josh Allen got hit late to the ground. But no flag. So it's 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. The Bills within touching distance of getting on the board. It's a handoff. But going nowhere. Well stuffed by the Bengals defensive line. Singletary going nowhere. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal. Clock ticking just over 8 minutes. Spread formation. Snap back to Josh Allen. He sets off himself. Still barreling forward. Still going. Still going. He did get turned. So whichever Bengals defensive player had hold of him managed to turn him at least so he couldn't get into the end zone, but he was well pushed forward. Looked to be stopped to start with, but then some Bills offensive lineman got involved. And then makes his way all the way down to the 1-yard line. It's a 3rd and goal from the 1. Heavy formation. Single back. Gabriel Davis is pushing him again. And it's into the end zone from Josh Allen. Oh, we've got a few pushing, shoving in the end zone. Josh Allen's not happy. But it is a touchdown for the Bills. And we've definitely got a game. So it's the same formation as they'd used before on the QB sneak. Josh Allen came across that far that Gabriel Davis, who was meant to be pushing him from behind, couldn't actually get to him to push him. But it is a touchdown for the Bills. Extra point pending. And the extra point splits the upright, and we've got a 14-7 game. Now, the Bills will be hoping that they can back up that score and their defensive stop on the previous Bengals drive to get another stop and give their offense another opportunity before half-time to tie this game up. Much better from the Bills on that drive. We gave Josh Allen much more time to throw the ball. And it looks incredibly slippy for the players. Seen a few slips already. So if you're just joining us, this is the NFL UK Ops Live play-by-play reaction stream of the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals in the divisional round. So let us know which team you supported in this one. Who do you think is going to win this one? Let us know in the comments. All NFL fans are welcome in our streams. And straight after this one, we are going to be streaming the San Francisco 49ers versus the Dallas Cowboys in the final divisional round game this weekend. Again, let us know who your thoughts are, who's going to win that one. Do you think the 49ers keep their win streak going and Brock Purdy makes it through undefeated to the championship game? Or can you see the Cowboys, who got something going on offense against the Buccaneers last time out, can you see them pulling off the shock? But we've got a good game here. Very difficult conditions to play in. Heavy snow, slippy ground. But both offenses now seem to have found something, got something going. So we've got Marcia. Thank you very much for joining us, Marcia. So you're going with the Bengals and Cowboys. So you're going with two shock results, I suppose, the surprise results. You know, the Bengals wouldn't be a surprise this one. Either of these two teams could come out on top. I mean, we predicted whoever had the ball last in this game was going to be the winner. But that would be a surprise if the Cowboys beat the 49ers at the 49ers. But you never know. But thank you very much for joining our stream as well and let us know your predictions. Yeah, thank you very much for your kind words as well. Are you a Bengals fan or a Cowboys fan? If you let us know. So 1st and 10. And it's flipped out to P. Ryan. Gains 4 yards on 1st down for the Bengals. So 2nd and 6 for the Bengals. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Finds Hayden Hurst, who dives forward for the, looks like a 1st down. It's very close. So 1st and 10 for the Bengals again. Just over 6 minutes left in the half. Snap back to him. It's a handoff to Joe Mixon. Fights forwards. He's got a 1st down again. Kept his legs going, Joe Mixon. And just inside their own half now. You're welcome. You're welcome, Marcia. Just let us know as well. Are you a Bengals fan or are you a Cowboys fan? So 1st and 10. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Looking to pass, lofted down the left sideline. Over the heads of Jamar Chase, who's claiming that he was being held. But there's no flag. Jackson did give him a bit of a tug on the back of the jersey as he went past him, but it wasn't called. So 2nd and 10, snap back to Joe Burrow, looking to pass. Over the middle, got a wide open Hayden Hurst again. Coming across the field, goes all the way down to the 35-yard line of the Bills. It's not really Chiefs or Giants. For New Jersey, right. Fair enough. So not a great result for the obviously for the Giants last night. Snap back to Joe Burrow, 1st and 10, flips it out, and gains 7 yards to Wilcox. Yeah, not a great result for the Giants. And watching that game yesterday, got completely dominated. The Eagles' offense looked unstoppable, and the Giants' offense couldn't get anything going at all. But as for the Chiefs managed to come through. Obviously, be concerned about that injury to Patrick Mahomes, how bad that's going to be, how much is going to hamper him and their preparation this week. So 2nd and 2 for the Bengals from the 27-yard line of the Bills. It's a handoff again up the middle to Pirine this time, who dives down forwards, looks to have made it to the 20-yard line. It looks like the Bengals are right on the outskirts of the red zone. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. 3.5 minutes left in the half. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Under pressure. Throws the ball straight into the ground. Looked like it might have been a miscommunication on the offensive line. So 2nd and 10 from the 20. And it's another handoff. Joe mixing up the left-hand side. And eventually gets cut down after gaining 5 yards. It's going to be up 3rd and 5 from the 15. So yeah, no, in reference to the Giants hammering that they got from the Eagles yesterday. And yeah, of course, like from a neutral fan's perspective, we hope that Mahomes is okay as well. Whichever one of these two teams wins, you want a fully fit Mahomes playing against them, because it should be a brilliant matchup against either the Bengals or the Bills. So there's timeout called by the Bengals. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half. That's the Bengals' first timeout. So the Bills have managed to get one stop in this game, but after the Bengals have scored on their opening 2 drives, I've got something going again here. It's 3rd and 5, though. Bills will be hoping they can get a stop here, force a field goal attempt, which is no gimme in these conditions, and hoping to see if they can get the ball back and score themselves before halftime. As for the Bengals, they're hoping they can punch it in and score another touchdown and go in at 21-7. But 3rd and 4. Trips right for the Bengals. Looks like the Bills are sending pressure. They do send pressure. It's a quick pass to Jamar Chase, who fights down forward for the first down, all the way down to the 6-yard line. So the Bills did send pressure. Joe Burrow flipped it out quick to Jamar Chase. So 7 men the Bills sent there, but the quick pass from Joe Burrow and the coverage from Tre'Davious White was too far off. Too easy, that. First and goal for the Bengals. It's a toss play left, flipped out to Joe Mixon. Managed to gain about a yard before he's brought down by Edmonds. And that's going to be the 2-minute warning. So the Bengals 5 yards away from adding another score, the 3rd touchdown in this game. The Bills be hoping that they can stop them here and force a field goal attempt. Still be hoping they can get the ball back before half-time, do something. And Smart said, yes, Giants just have to try again next season. The Giants have had a fantastic season. Nobody expects them to do what they've done this season. They've got a brilliant head coach in Brian Daboll. And he's completely rejuvenated Daniel Jones' career as well. Looked like this could be his final season in New York, but after the season he's had, definitely not. He's worked wonders with him. He's worked with some fantastic quarterbacks as Brian Daboll and got the best out of Daniel Jones this season, so they'll be hoping they could push on next season in a really tough NFC East as well. But really something to build on. You know, they got off to a really good start this season, the Giants, and had a bit of a bad patch in the middle, but managed to work their way into the playoffs and then knock off the Minnesota Vikings away from home. Wasn't easy, but they just came up against a better team yesterday, the Philadelphia Eagles, on offense and defense, and the Giants just had no answers. But that'll definitely give them confidence going into next season. And with the Cowboys obviously being a playoff team and the Eagles being a playoff team, the Washington Commanders weren't a million miles away either. It's going to be a very tough NFC East next season again. Yes, I agree. Coach is a great asset. He is. They're lucky to have him. He's worked with some fantastic quarterbacks in the past. Obviously, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, and now getting the best out of Daniel Jones. So 2nd and goal. Snap back to Joe Burrow. He steps back, lofts the ball out the back of the end zone. Under pressure, nowhere to go with the ball. It's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and goal. Can the Bills get a stop now? So just showing pictures of Damar Hamlin. Great to see him at the game. Getting the crowd pumped up. It's 3rd and goal. Empty backfield for Joe Burrow. 5 yards away. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Time to throw. Lofts it to the back corner of the end zone. It's a false start. I think after how that play went down, I think the Bills would have been hoping that flag wasn't called. That gives the Bengals another opportunity. So 3rd and goal, 10 yards away now for the Bengals. So empty backfield again for Joe Burrow. Snap back to him. Fires for the end zone. Looks for Jamar Chase. And he's brought the ball in. It is a touchdown for the Bengals. Fired the ball in and brought in well from Jamar Chase up against Matt Milano. Let's see if he got both feet down. 1, 2, he did, and he maintained possession of the ball as well. Great throw from Joe Burrow and well held onto from Jamar Chase. Just what the Bengals wanted before half-time. And that puts the pressure on the Bills now. The Bills need to go down and score some points before the end of this half. So it's extra point pending. 1, 2 feet. We're looking at the ball. If the ball slipped out, did the ball, as he went down, did the ball hit the ground? This would be a good angle. Did the ball hit the ground there? It bobbles around for a bit. It's going to be tough to overturn, and if they haven't got clear evidence, they're not going to overturn it. You can't see from that angle. You need that closeness on the other side. Let's have a look. This one could be a good one. Oh. Does it hit the ground and then pop back up off the point? You need to zoom this one in. I think he traps it actually between his leg. I think it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he keeps his elbow in.
Yeah, I think that's a catch. I don't agree with that. So the referee they've got commentating on this one said that they likely reverse it. That seems like a home crowd call to me.
Yeah, stop the riot.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Not sure at all. Yeah, I've got to agree, Jada. Thank you very much again for joining us. It does bobble around, but never hits the ground. I don't agree. I think that's a home crowd call, that one. 4th and goal, so got a 28-yard field goal attempts. It's no gimme in this weather. Slides along the ground again, but he does put it through. And that makes it 17-7. (17-7). 1 minute and 49 seconds left in the first half. And the Bills will be looking to get up the field and score some points before half-time. So JD's call, it's almost like NFL wants Buffalo to win. Potentially.
Yeah, Damar wins.
Yeah.
Damar holding the call.
Yeah. Because it gives them so many storylines for next week, doesn't it? The fact it's going to have to be played on a neutral venue as well. The Bills wouldn't have to go into Arrowhead to try and win that game. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with the call. And Marcy said it's amazing Burrow is at 160 plus passing yards at just the end of the first half. Yes, had a great first half. And probably been denied there his 3rd touchdown pass as well. Let's see how the rest of this game pans out, officiating wise and calls wise. Let's go. Of course, Cincinnati was done last year. Yep. We'll say we'll see. We'll see what happens in the rest of this game. So usually you have to have clear and obvious evidence to overturn something. I don't think that was there. So here we go. The Bengals are about ready to kick it back to the Bills. Bills finally managed to score on the last drive. So the kick is up from McPherson. Is returnable for Hines. He does slip to start with. Makes a cut move, but he's brought down at the 21-yard line. Very difficult to make those quick cuts. Very slippery field. Well, so it was Gene Steratore that said that it should have been incomplete. Long-time NFL referee. So 1st and 10. Snap back to Josh Allen on 1st down. Fires over mid to Dawson Knox for a 5-yard gain. Clock around 1:30. The Bills have all 3 timeouts still. Looking to go down the field to at least kick a field goal. They'll be wanting more, though. So, snap back to Josh Allen. Gets battered at the line. Was looking for Devin Singletary, which would have been a 1st down if he'd have found him, but he was battered at the line. Incomplete. It's going to be on 3rd and 5. And from going from the point of the Bills need to go down the field and score, but if they're stopped here, they could give the ball back to the Bengals and give the Bengals another opportunity to go and score more points to extend their lead further. So they've got to be careful. Empty backfield for Josh Allen. Lofted pass down the left sideline. Well caught by Dawson Knox for a 1st down. 10-yard gain down the left. Before he's pushed out of bounds, also stops the clock as well at 1:11. So 1st and 10. Snap back to Josh Allen. Lofts pass down the left sideline again. Oh, what a catch. What a catch from Gabriel Davis, who steps out of bounds. Thrown perfectly from Josh Allen down the left sideline. Somehow gets over the top of a defender. Great throw from Josh Allen. Great catch from Gabriel Davis. The Bills are now down to the 41-yard line of the Bengals. Empty backfield again for Josh Allen. Bengals send pressure. It's battered at the line. It's going to bring 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 for the Bills. Just outside field goal range. Against an empty backfield for Josh Allen. Snap back to him. Steps forward, dances around. It's tipped. Oh, it's tipped by the Bills running back. Luckily, it bounces incomplete. So it hits the hands of Singletary. Lofts back up in the air, but fortunately for the Bills, there's no Bengals player to pick it to get the deflection. It's 3rd and 10 now. Tyler Bass on the sideline. So empty backfield for Josh Allen again. Snap back to him. Under pressure, scrambles out to his right. He's got a bit of time now. Lofts down the right sideline towards the end zone. Can't connect with Diggs. There is a flag. There is a flag. So it's holding against the Bills. That's been declined. So it'll be 4th and 10 outside of field goal range. Tough one, this one. I think the Bills are going to punt. It's probably the right decision. You don't want to be giving the Bengals a really good starting field position if you don't make the 4th and 10. So snap back and the punt's up. Fair court at the 9-yard line. That's where the Bengals will start. The Bills have got all 3 timeouts, though, so it means that they can stop the clock. So here we go. Let's catch up in the chat. We've got Master saying the refs are so unpredictable. They are. They say on any given Sunday, anything can happen. Yeah, any given Sunday, you can get a ridiculous refereeing call that can completely determine the game, unfortunately. And that one certainly went in the Bills' favour. It was interesting to see how the rest of this game is called. And there was a bit of concern later with the referee that's at the 49ers and Cowboys game. So it'd be interesting to see how that one pans out as well. Jada said that's why they call themselves entertainment's head of sport. That's why so many believe that the games are rigged these days. Yeah, I mean, there's so many theories out there on YouTube. There's a few channels that devote themselves to why the NFL is rigged, and the evidence week in, week out to back up those theories as well. I mean, you'd hope not. You'd hope that every team's got a fair chance, but money talks. So it says, Jada, you're saying the NFL is the new WWF, not WWE.
WWF is older.
Yup. I would say new, though. It's been happening for many years. Joe was just hit Josh Allen when the referee wasn't looking. Even ESPN uses entertainment in their name as well. Well, I'd say money talks. We watched the New England Atlanta Super Bowl. Some of the play call made no sense. In whose favour? Because as a Patriots fan, I'm not saying anything. Greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. If the Patriots got a couple of calls in that one, then I'm not saying anything. So 1st and 10. From their own 9-yard line, the Bengals. It's thrown to P. Ryan on the screen. Gets blocking out in front and is very close to a first down. Runs into his own offensive lineman. He does get the first down, steps out of bounds. The Bengals 2 timeouts, 33 seconds. I'm interested to see how aggressive the Bengals are. Joe Burrow in the shotgun. Snap back to Joe Burrow, looking to pass, dumps it off to P. Ryan again. Fights forward for 5 yards. And there is a timeout. See who's called the timeout. It is the Bengals. So they are going to go for it. They are going to try and get down the field. It's a 2nd and 5 from around their own 25-yard line for the Bengals. 1 timeout left, 27 seconds. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Dumps the ball off to P. Ryan again for the first down, gains 7 yards. And they use their last timeout with 19 seconds left. You imagine that they might take a shot maybe on this play, but then if that doesn't work out, run the ball. There's only 20 seconds left. They've got no timeouts now. They've got to go a long way. Unless they can draw something sneaky up. So 1st and 10. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Steps forward. He's got plenty of time to throw. He sets off running, though. Looking to get out of bounds. A really good run. Oh, he doesn't get out of bounds, though. He'd been better running out of bounds rather than trying to get the extra couple of yards. He's looking to see if he can spike the ball. He does, with about 2 seconds left. If Joe Burrow could have stepped out of bounds, he tried to make extra yardage instead. They do get the spike with 2 seconds left, but it's going to be... And give them opportunity. Joe Burrow's got the arm to get it there. Give them opportunity to loft one towards the end zone. The clock's down at 0. I'm not sure what's happened here. I think they've reset the clock. So the Bills sent out wide receiver Gabriel Davis out into the end zone. So here we go. Final play of the half. The Bengals on the 46-yard line of the Bills. It's going to be a Hail Mary attempt from Joe Burrow. And the ball's lofted towards the end zone. It's made it there. It goes over the heads of Gabriel Davis. Incomplete. And that's going to take us to halftime.
If he can throw it that far, why can't they kick it that far? Doesn't make any sense.
There we go. That's halftime. The Cincinnati Bengals 17, Buffalo Bills 7. Good half of football. You'd like to see a bit more, if you're from a Bills fan perspective, like to see a bit more Bills offense. We'll see what they've got scripted up. They do get the second half kickoff. So they will possess the ball first in the second half, hoping to cut into this Bengals lead. So just before we take a short break, just remind you that we are now sponsored by the Brilliant Bet US, who've got some fantastic offers this weekend for the divisional rounds, offering new customers in the US and Canada a 125% sign-up bonus if you sign up with BetUS today. And you can use that to bet on this game, the 49ers and Cowboys game, or another sport of your choosing. The link to that is in the comments and in the description as well. So why not at halftime? Why not check that out? Let us know what you think. We're just going to take a short break. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Too short for that. I need a sign link on Tom.
So we're back for the third quarter. The Bills are going to get the ball first and start from their own 27-yard line. Snap back to Josh Allen. It's a handoff up the middle. Managed to gain 4 yards on first down. The Bills be hoping they can get something going. Start the second half. So 2nd and 6 for the Bills. Snap back to Josh Allen looking to pass. Fires over the middle, Stephon Diggs. For the first down. It's a good start for the Bills. Be hoping to get something rolling. So 1st and 10. Back to Josh Allen. It's a handoff up the middle, Singletary. Push forward from the offensive lineman. Managed to gain about 5 yards on first down. So just inside their own half now, the Bills. Yeah, back, Marcia. Nice to have you. Nice to have you back with us as well. Hopefully join us for the 49ers and Cowboys game later on as well. So handoff up the middle to Singletary, fighting forward, good hard running. It's another first down for the Bills. They're now into Bengals territory. Exactly what they needed to start this half. It's got a stoppage, bit of a stoppage. I think they're rearranging Gabriel Davis' pads. So 1st and 10 for the Bills on the Bengals 48. Snap back to Josh Allen, looking to pass. Under pressure, breaks out of one tackle, finds Shakir downfield. And that's a 15-yard gain through the air. That's what Josh Allen can do. Defensive lineman came through. Josh Allen held him off with his left hand and managed to throw downfield to Shakir. And the Bills are in field goal range. So trips left for the Bills on the 31-yard line. Josh Allen's going to pass. Scrambles out to his left. Decides to carry on running. Steps out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. Wasn't happy with what he saw downfield, so in the end, just took the 2 yards, ran out of bounds. So 2nd 8 for the Bills. Snap back to Josh Allen. It's going to be a pass play. Under pressure, scrambles again. Josh Allen tucks it. Still fighting forwards. Hard to bring down. And gets within 2 yards of the first down. So it's going to be 3rd down. So 3rd and 2 for the Bills. Snow still pouring down. It's a run from Josh Allen towards the 1st down. It reaches out. I think he's got it. It is a 1st down. Yeah, clearly a 1st down. Good run from Josh Allen. So on the 20-yard line of the Bengals, it's 1st and 10 for the Bills. Josh Allen looking to pass, looking end zone.
Whoa.
But it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs couldn't stay in bounds. Stephon Diggs slid in and took out somebody next to the ball.
She felt bad as well, didn't she? Bam. Your camera right.
Stephon Diggs is now taking a knee. So lofted ball to the end zone. Stephon Diggs went up, but he was already heading out of bounds, unable to bring it in either. Slid down, took out a lady, stood next to the wall. But it looks like he's hurt himself as well, Stephon Diggs. Just while we're on a break as well, just remind you that we released a video yesterday previewing each of the NFL divisional round matchups, where we previewed and also made a prediction on who we think will win each game as well. Make sure you check that video out on our channel. The link to that video is also in the comments up at the top of the chat as well. So make sure you check that out. See whether you agree with our picks. See how we've gone on so far this week. It's a bit of a clue we've done better than we did last week. So make sure you check that one out. See if you agree with who we picked for this game and also the 49ers and Cowboys game as well. As well as doing the news side of things, we do have the NFL QB Pub comedy sketches, where the NFL QB pubs go down to let off some steam about what's been going on in their lives.
Special guest star Dan Jones.
And so make sure you check out that one. This week's focus on Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Matt Jones as well. Makes a weekly appearance. So make sure you check that out on our channel. It's the NFL QB Pub, brought to you by NFL UK Ops. I also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that has subscribed as well to our channel. Unbelievable support. We tried to set a lofty goal back in September, the start of September, of reaching 1,000 subscribers, starting from 0 at the start of September, to reach 1,000 subscribers by this year's Super Bowl 57. And now we're up nearly around 1,500 subscribers. So thank you very much for everybody that has subscribed. It means so much to us, all your support and the growth that we've had so far. If you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and you won't miss out on any of our daily NFL content and our live streams as well. We'll be live streaming the later game, the 49ers against the Cowboys as well. So make sure you come and join us for that one. So we're back for 2nd and 10 in this game. Josh Allen starts scrambling around, managed to get the ball off. And it's a great catch. Is that Cole Beasley? It is. It's going to be a 1st down for the Bills. It's going to be 1st and goal. Great route from Cole Beasley, getting open for Josh Allen. Sets up first and goal from the 9-yard line. And it's a handoff to Cook. Under pressure straight away and brought down for at least a 1-yard loss. Could be 2. That's going to be up second and goal. Stefan Diggs steps back out onto the field as well. It's good to see. So this drive to start the second half, close to 7 minutes. Second and goal from the 11 now for the Bills. Snap back to Josh Allen. Dumps it off to Naheem Hines. Managed to gain about 3 yards back. It's going to bring up third and goal from the 8-yard line. Having driven down this far for the Bills and got this close and taken this amount of time off the clock, they'd be wanting to punch it in here for the touchdown. So big play upcoming here, third and goal. 8 yards to go to get it there. Snap back to Josh Allen. Lofts it towards the left corner and it's over the head of Dawson Knox. That's going to bring up fourth and goal from the 8. Good coverage by Hill. So it will be a field goal attempt for Tyler Bass. And the kick from Tyler Bass is through. And we've got a 1-score game.
Games next week on Saturday and Sunday in both conferences.
Driving down the field, getting down to first and goal. The Bills have to settle for a field goal. They've taken over 7 minutes off of the clock on that first drive after half time. But they have cut it to a 1-score game now. They'll be hoping the defense can step up and get a stop against this very talented Bengals team. You know, the weather's definitely playing a part in this one. You know, in better weather, you expect a high-scoring shootout between these two teams. But difficult to get big gains in the cold weather. So again, just a reminder, we are going to be live streaming the San Francisco 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys in the final NFL Divisional round matchup. Straight after this one, kickoff at 11:30 our time, 6:30 Eastern time. So make sure you come along and join us for that one. Should be another great game, that one. The Dallas Cowboys got something really going on offense last week against the Buccaneers. And the Brock Purdy-led 49ers are rolling, currently on an 11-game win streak and looking to make it back to the NFC Championship game. So it should be a good one. And again, if you are from the US or Canada, we have a special offer from our sponsors, BetUS. 125% sign-up bonus if you sign up with BetUS. The link to that is in the comments up at the top and also in the description as well. Make sure you check that one out. Some great offers and odds this weekend for the divisional rounds and on a range of other sports as well. So the Bills are ready to kick it off back to the Bengals. And the kick is up. And goes into the end zone. So the Bengals will start from their own 25. So Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense will be coming out to have their first drive of the second half. It's heavy formation. It's toss play to the right. And Joe Mixon gains around 4 yards on first down. So 2nd and 6. Snap back to Joe Burrow, looking to pass. Steps up with his legs, running down the left sideline. And gains 9 yards on that for first down for the Bengals. So 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Snap back to Burrow. Out to Jamar Chase. Tries to set up his blockers. Breaks out a tackle. And gains 11 or 12 yards right up to halfway. So another injury to the Bills secondary. But the Bengals are rolling as well on offense. Just inside their own half. 1st and 10. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Lost down the right. It looks like it's pulled in by T. Higgins for a first down. Great catch from T. Higgins. Reached out with his left hand, pulled it into his body and secured it before stepping out of bounds. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Looking to pass. Throws it at the feet of Joe Mixon as he's hit down low. Joe Burrow's a bit slow to get back up as well. Hobbling a little bit. Did seem to get hit low. Yeah, got slid into and hit low on the ankle. Not as bad as the injury to Patrick Mahomes yesterday. So 2nd and 10 for Joe Burrow. Almost finds Irwin. But Irwin can't hold on coming across the field. He would have had at least 7 or 8 yards. But it's 3rd and 10 now. So 3rd and 10. Can the Bengals convert? The referee's stopping the play. Looks like we've got a timeout for the Bills. Big play coming up. 3rd and 10 for the Bengals on the 40-yard line of the Bills. Bills be hoping they can get a stop. So here we go. Big play in this third quarter. 3rd and 10 for the Bengals. From the 40-yard line of the Bills. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Finds Hayden Hurst. Moving, jumps and leaps over a defender for the first down. Gains 12 yards. And it's a first down for the Cincinnati Bengals. Great leap and hurdle from Hayden Hurst. And the Bengals are still rolling. Clock under 5 minutes left in this quarter, going very quickly so far. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Hand off to Joe Mixon. Keeping his legs going. And gains 8 yards on first down. Down to the 20-yard line of the Bills. Looking to make it a 2-score game. As soon as he makes contact, Mixon keeps his legs going and pounding forward. And Joe Burrow sneaks it on 2nd and 2. It's going to be close to a first down. They're only giving him 1 by the looks of it, though. Oh, they've given him the first down. It looked close. I think he's short. I think he's definitely short. But it looks like they're giving the first down anyway. All right, it's come back to 3rd and 1. It's 3rd and inches. 6 seconds on the play clock. 5, 4. Gets it snapped off. It's a toss play to Mixon to the left. He's got space. It's a first down at least. All the way down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Bengals. Great play call. Excellent blocking. And the Bengals have a chance to punch it in for another touchdown. It's a 1st and goal for the Bengals. Snap back to Joe Burrow. He's going to pass. Looks towards Irwin. We do have a flag. The pass fell incomplete towards the pylon. And there is a flag against the defense by the looks of it. And it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Pass interference against Tre'Davious White. Yeah, a bit too obvious from Tre'Davious White there, the experienced corner. So 1st and goal, 1 yard to go to take a 13-point lead in this one. Snap back to Burrow, handoff up the middle to Mixon. Looks pretty well stuffed for now, but keeps his legs going. Spins his body, but looks like he's half a yard short. It's a 2nd and goal from the half-yard line. The Bengals' opportunity to make this a 13-point game. And the Bengals have to take a timeout. Oh, there's a flag. So it's 12 men on the field. It's 1st and goal for the Bengals from the half-yard line. And the Bills jump. This is encroachment. And that will gain them about an inch, if that. The ball's pretty much next to the goal line now. You'd expect to see Joe Burrow be able to just push this forward. It really is right next to the goal line. The tip of the ball is pretty much touching the goal line. But it's going to be a handoff to Mixon. Dives forward. I think he's stuffed. He didn't get in. Mixon thinks he's got in. Let's have another look. Oh, I think he's in. He's got to be in. He's got to be in. Let's have a look on this side. Oh, it's too many bodies, but from where the rest of his body was, it has to have made it in Joe Mixon. So we've got a challenge flag thrown from Zach Taylor. It's just 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Absolutely flown by this quarter. The Bills, on the opening possession of the 2nd half, drove down, had to settle for a field goal in the end. The Bengals have come right back, tracked all the way down the field. And they're now at the inches line. It looks to me like Joe Mixon has broken the plane. For a touchdown, and that's going to make it a 13-point game. So as Bob says, it's Game of Thrones. We haven't quite worked our way up to get our own branded Steins yet, but you never know. You know, we're doing pretty well so far, so you never know. Next season.
You drink and you commentate stuff. That's what you do.
So it looks like a touchdown for the Bengals. If they keep the extra point, that's going to make it a 14-point ball game going into the 4th quarter. It's asking a lot of the Bills to come back. Will it be too much for the Bills to come back? Well, Well, and no, we appreciate your support as well, Jada, as well, for being on and coming on our streams as well. No, we really, really appreciate your interaction. So thank you so much for your support. So Marcia's given up on the Bills. She said, I don't think the Bills can win this. It's going to be a tall order.
She was hoping the Bengals would win anyway.
Yeah, so has been announced. It is a touchdown for the Bengals. That makes it a 13-point game, pending the extra point.
Referees are trying to make it Bills game.
So we go with the extra point. And the points through the uprights. It's 14 points lead for the Bengals. So 24-10 in this game. And such a crucial drive now for the Bills. They have to score on this next possession. Oh, the Bengals got away with one by the looks of it on the play clock, went down to 0, and we still hadn't snapped it. So a bit of luck there. Perhaps this game isn't rigged after all. You never know. Let's see if the Bills can come back. Yeah, too tall of an order. Very talented team. They're at home. Josh Allen has done unbelievable things in the past. They're going to need him to step up now, put the team on his back, and get into the end zone on this drive. So 1 minute and 17 seconds left. Returnable from Hines. Gets to the 20-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Is eventually brought down at the 31-yard line. So good starting field position. There is a flag, though, which could put them further back. So it was held against the Bills on the return. So let's see where the Bills are going to start this drive. So 1st and 10 from their own 12 for the Bills. Play action for Josh Allen. He's got loads of time to throw. Throws down the right sideline, but too far out in front of Stephon Diggs. He had plenty of time to throw as he bootlegged out to the right, but couldn't connect with Stephon Diggs. So 2nd and 10. Snap back to Josh Allen. Dumps the ball off to McKenzie, makes a good spin move. Dives down about 2 yards short of the line to gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2, a very important 3rd and 2. Feel the Bills really need this to stay in this game. It's a 3rd and 2 for the Bills. Snap back to Josh Allen. Lofted deep down the left sideline. He's got Gabriel Davis.
Was it pass interference?
But excellent defending. And Taylor Britt knocked it out of Gabriel Davis' hands. To be fair, though, it looked like Gabriel Davis didn't have control of it anyway. I don't know if he'd been able to bring it in. I think it was slipping out anyway, but did well to get his hand in there. It's 4th and 2, and the Bills are going to have to punt from where they are. Need a deep punt. And the kick is up. It's not the greatest, but it's left to bounce. And the Bengals are going to start from their own 38-yard line.
A crap punt.
Feel now the Bills need a turnover to stay in this game. Has to be a 3-and-out or a turnover. Any more points, if this becomes a 3-score game, hard to see the Bills being able to come back from that. So we've got 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Time to throw. Dumps it off to Joe Mixon. Misses tackle. And works it down for 13 yards for a first down. And they're already at halfway, the Bengals. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Bengals lead 24-10 and have the ball at halfway. Sort of turned into not the game we expected or hoped for now. Hard to see the Bills come back from this, especially if the Bengals go down and score any points on this drive. It's going to take a huge effort to try and get back into it. You know, Marcy has said it as well, 3 touchdowns would be a miracle for the Bills. It's not going to happen. They're going to have to, they need a turnover. The Bengals score any more points before the Bills score, it's hard to see them coming back. Which would be disappointing with the fact of last week's Super Wildcard round games. 5 out of the 6 were fantastic. And then so far this weekend, the Jags put up a fight, but I think that was really down to the fact of the injury to Patrick Mahomes limited the play calling of the Chiefs. And then an absolute rout from the Eagles over the Giants last night. And now this one's sort of petering out potentially into a comfortable Bengals win. That, of course, would set up a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game between the Bengals and Chiefs. Will be played at the Kansas City Chiefs as well. And all eyes will be on that injury to Patrick Mahomes that he sustained yesterday. Usually, an injury you usually see to an offensive or defensive lineman that gets rolled up on their ankle. But Mahomes didn't want to come out of the game yesterday. Eventually got pulled from the game to go to the locker room, got it x-rayed, came back. He didn't look right at all, didn't have the mobility. Struggled at times to even turn around and hand it off to the running back. So it'll be something to keep an eye on this week. From a neutral fan's perspective, you hope that Patrick Mahomes is fully fit to play against one of these two teams. That's going to produce you the best game. There we go, into the fourth quarter now. The Bengals around halfway. 14-point lead. Snap back to Joe Burrow. It's a handoff up the middle. Joe Mixon bounces out to the left. Still keeps his legs going and gains 9 yards. so tough to bring down. When contact's made with Joe Mixon, he keeps his legs going and gains an extra 4 or 5 yards as well. It's taken down just 1 yard short. So that's going to be 2nd and 1. So down to the 40-yard line of the Bills already, the Bengals. Snap back to Joe Burrow. It's a handoff again to Joe Mixon. Gains 2 yards, gains the first down. It's starting to look a bit desperate for the Bills now.
Interception.
You know, the Bills need the defense to step up and get a turnover, an interception, a fumble. They've got to force something. The Bengals not too far away from field goal range now, which would make it a 3-score game if they're able to convert that. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Lofted pass out to Jamar Chase, breaks a tackle, goes down the sideline, and very close to a first down. Good catch from Jamar Chase as well, and able to turn even on the slippy field. Managed to turn on the sideline and keep his feet in bounds. And right around the 30-yard line of the Bills now, so they're in field goal range already. 2nd and 2. It's a quick pass from Joe Burrow, but it's battered down at the line. And Basham got his hands up. That's the sort of play or bit of luck that the Bengals need. If that could have just stuck, so it hits the face mask of Basham. If that could have just stuck and got his hands up and intercepted it,
Stuck in his face.
That's the bit of luck that the Bengals need. So the Bills need. It's a 3rd and 2. Will the Bills send pressure? It looks like they are. The safety comes up. They send pressure on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow lofts it down the left sideline over the heads, but there is a flag.
Oh dear.
Over the head of T. Higgins. There is a flag, though. It's looking like he's going to go against the defense. Jadavius White is down hurt. And Jordan Poyer as well. In a very thin secondary. A very thin secondary for the Bills. And 2 of their star players are down injured. And to make matters worse, it's pass interference, and the Bengals are going to be 1st and goal. And actually, Poyer and Jadavius White actually collided with each other and have hurt themselves. Things are looking tough now for the Bills. As Jada has just said, there goes the Buffalo secondary. Already so thin. And Marlowe out for the game earlier with a groin injury. And now Jadavius White and Jordan Poyer down. If the Bengals go in here, you feel this game's over. There's not going to be enough time for the Bills to possess the ball 3 times to go down. That requires stops on defense as well. Got to say that you've got to hand it to the Bengals. Have played extremely well in this game. Controlled the ball on offense. Played well on defense. Limited what the Bills can do. And it looks like we could have a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. So if the Bengals do punch it in here, and the game is pretty much over, we do have the next game to look forward to as well. We do have the San Francisco 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys, hoping for a closer game. Haven't really had that in the divisional rounds. The Jaguars hung around with the Chiefs yesterday, but I put that down to the injury to Patrick Mahomes. A domination of the Giants by the Eagles last night. And now this one, the Bengals are really starting to pull away from the Bills. The Bills need some sort of defensive turnover right here and now if they're going to stay in this game. So here we go. Jordan Poyer looks like he's going to the locker room. That's not good news for the Bills. So first and goal for the Bengals from the 4-yard line. It's handed off. No, it's not. It's fake handoff from Joe Burrow. Gains about a yard on first down, first and goal. I think he should have just handed that off to Joe Mixon. Riskier keeping the ball, risking the fumble. Snap back to Joe Burrow, looking towards the end zone. It hits the hands of Hayden Hurst right on the goal line, but he can't bring it in. It hits the fingertips, bounces off, incomplete, third and goal. Johnson, the defender who was on the ground as well, slipped. If that had been between the numbers, you have to say that had been a touchdown. Third and goal. Can the Bills get a stop, or even better, can they force a turnover? Snap back to Joe Burrow. It's a handoff up the middle to Joe Mixon. He doesn't get there. Only gets down to the 2-yard line. Big call for Zach Taylor. Fourth and goal. Yeah, I think they're making the right decision. They're going to kick. It's a short kick, and if you kick it through, it's a 3-score game. It makes it incredibly difficult for the Bills to come back. It's a 20-yard field goal attempt. And the kick is through from McPherson.
McPherson's about 12.
And that makes it 27-10.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag. There's a flag. So it was a defensive lineman that was lined up in the neutral zone. That's been declined. The field goal is good. We've got a 17-point lead for the Bengals. And we're just around 11 and a half minutes left in this game. Incredibly difficult for the Bills to come back in this sort of weather. Very tough to work your way all the way down the field that many times. Get that many stops on defense as well. As Jada said, they need a miracle. They do. They're going to have to... They took so much time off the clock on that first drive after half-time. It took 7.5 minutes off the clock just to then kick a field goal. They wish they had that time back now because I don't think they're going to be able to possess the ball enough times to get back into this. Even if they went down, scored a touchdown, got a stop, scored another touchdown, got a stop, I don't think they're going to have enough time. Wouldn't be easy to do onside kick in this weather either. The ball will just slide along on the ground rather than skipping up. But if the Bills were able to pull this off and come back from 17 points down with 11.5 minutes left, would be one of the greatest comebacks in NFL playoff history. So you never know. It's been a crazy season, but it's going to take a monumental effort to come back from this. 17 points down, 11.5 minutes in the heavy snow that they've got going on in Buffalo at the moment. Very difficult. Marcy has already called it. They just don't have enough time. It's over. Yeah, they're going to have to... in order to stay in this game, they've got to score a touchdown very, very quickly. They've got to go... And I'm talking 2 minutes. You've got to go into 2-minute drill. Tre'Davious White's going to the locker room now as well. Joining Jordan Poyer. Marlowe, the safety, has already been ruled out. Do you know what the Bengals need? The Bills need? They need a special Naheem Hines kick return touchdown.
Right, this weather.
You never know. Incredibly difficult to cut in this weather. Here we go. The kick is up. And it bounces in the end zone. So the Bills will start from their own 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Bills from their own 25-yard line, needing a quick score. Snap back to Josh Allen. Deep pass finds Dawson Knox, and they're already into Bengals territory down at the 42-yard line. From a neutral's perspective, I hope they do score quick. Great throw and catch. 11 minutes left in this game. Snap back to Josh Allen. Scrambles out to the right, lofts down the right sideline. It's thrown out of bounds. Under pressure, forced out the pocket. And that makes it 2nd and 10. So you go empty backfield for Josh Allen. 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line of the Bengals. Snap back to Josh Allen. Under pressure, managed to break out the tackle. Lofts down the middle. Well caught by Cole Beasley. He's close to the first down. He's given the first down. And so strong, Josh Allen managed to break off the sack. So 1st and 10, down at the 33-yard line of the Bengals. Snap back to Josh Allen. Looks like it could be a fumble. The ball's out.
No.
Scooped up
Forward pass.
by the Bengals. And is that a fumble? Is that the game? He gets hit, Josh Allen. He gets hit hard as well and landed on his arm. Oh.
I think that's a fumble. I mean, that's a forward pass.
That's tough.
Sure, they're going to challenge.
That is so tough. It will be looked at.
Use a timeout to challenge you. What's the changeover there?
Such a massive call, this one. The Bills need it to go in their favour. They need this to be an incomplete pass. The ball does go forward and sort of flicked, but was the ball out at that point? I've got to say, would the ball have gone the way it did if his arm wasn't coming forward with the ball, but he had to have control of the ball as well? But a big call. If this is a fumble and a Bengals recovery, I give the Bills no chance of coming back in this. They're not going to have enough time. Let us know in the comments, what do you think? Fumble or not fumble?
I won't be in the comments on the next because I've got more battery.
So there we go. Got Jada saying fumble. Andy's saying it's a pass. It's an incomplete. So we'll see. So one person's right, one person's wrong. Well,
one person agrees with the referee.
And then we've got Marcia sitting on the fence with not sure. The tuck rule 2.0, maybe. It could be. His arm was coming forward.
Oh, I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Maybe he's ahead of us.
Well, there you go. Wow, another lifeline. And a lifeline for the Bills. Did anyone say rigged? It gives the Bills another opportunity. There you go. Andy knew what he was talking about for once. There you go. He knew. 2nd and 10. Josh Allen scrambling around. Still scrambling and slides in the end, then gets hit. Will he get the flag? He's asking for the flag. It doesn't look like he's going to get it, though. Slid down and then got hit by a defender.
He's running with the ball. You get hit by a defender. Tough one.
That's close. So 3rd and 4. Under pressure, Josh Allen. Good catch. Dawson Knox down to the 20. Looks like Josh Allen took a big hit at the end as well, though. It's tough enough to stand in there and throw it. Sandy was shocked. Josh getting crushed every play he is. Took another big hit, Josh Allen there. But they're down to the 20. Josh Allen looking to pass. Dumps it off to Singletary. Loses a yard on the play as well. And the clock keeps ticking. We're down to 8.5 minutes. So 2nd and 10. Snap back to Josh Allen. And the pass is battered at the line. Unfortunately for the Bills, it goes down and hits the ground. It's going to be 3rd and 10, 8 minutes and 10 seconds. The Bills need to score quick. Did well to get his hand up and bat that ball down. It's a 3rd and 10, empty backfield for Josh Allen. And a false start on the Bills. It's going to make it 3rd and 15. What do you do if you don't make this? If you only get 5 yards or if you don't gain anything, do you kick the field goal to cut it to a 2-score game? Or do you go still knowing that you needed the touchdowns?
Got to get at least one touchdown, I think.
It's a 3rd and 15, empty backfield for Josh Allen. Snap back to him. It's a quick pass, Singletary. Looking for a screen, looking for blockers. Fights his way all the way down to the 15-yard line. He's 5 yards short. Interesting play call. I think the Bills are banking on the pressure from the Bengals. 4th and 6. The Bills have to make this play. Anything but a conversion here. This could be it. Josh Allen scrambling around. He's under pressure. He's got a bit of time to throw, trying to direct traffic. Lofts towards the end zone. And it's battered away in the end zone. Incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs. And that's going to be Bengals ball. And that could be game over. Yeah, so they have to go. They did go for it. Not good enough. Not good enough. Unable to connect with Gabriel Davis in the end zone. And there we go. It's now to a 2-score game. It's better. It would have been. It would have been. But I think that's it. I think that is it. So we can start looking forward potentially to a final divisional matchup between the 49ers and Cowboys, which is hopefully going to produce a better, closer matchup. We haven't had, after a great Super Wildcard weekend last weekend with the matchups and the comebacks in that one, the divisional round hasn't really lived up to the hype. The closest game coming between the Chiefs and Jaguars, which I think was down to the Mahomes injury. The Eagles and Giants was never close. And this one, it just hasn't really felt like a game, really. The Bills have always felt like they were behind right from the get-go. As soon as the Bengals got 2 scores up on the first 2 possessions, the Bills not really had any answers. So hopefully that game, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, or not so irrelevant now, against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, will hopefully produce us a close game. So make sure you stick around and join us for that game as well. We're going live with that game just before 11:30 our time, 6:30 Eastern time. So it doesn't matter. Josh bleeding in the Buffalo secondary's toast. Yeah. It'd been an interesting matchup if it would have been the Chiefs and Bills next week. You could imagine that would be quite would have been a high-scoring game with Mahomes against a banged-up secondary. But it looks like it's going to be the Bengals in a rematch of last year. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. From their own 15-yard line, it's a handoff up the middle to P. Ryan, gains 2 yards. And Jada's calling for "Let's go, boys." And it's your son, isn't it, that supports the Cowboys? So hopefully for you, they can get it done. Hope it's not close. Hope the boys win. Let's get that. If the Cowboys can play like they did on offense against the Buccaneers, we should be in for a fantastic game in that one, because the 49ers have got numerous weapons on offense as well. So I'm hoping that's going to be the game of the weekend. So 2nd and 8. So a run from P. Ryan. Still keeps his legs going. And somehow, after first contact was after 2 yards, barrels his way for another 8 and gains the 1st down. Completely had the wind knocked out of them, the Bills now. And you imagine that stadium's going to start emptying. So got time for their QBs fall apart. Which QB are you talking about? Are you talking about Brock Purdy for the 49ers?
Got a good team round him, though.
Just got a game break with just over 7 minutes left. Just remind you about the fantastic opportunity with BetUS for 125% sign-up bonus if you sign up with BetUS today. One final divisional game left later on between the 49ers and Cowboys. Check out their odds. Fantastic offers and odds this weekend. The link to that is in the description and also in the comments up at the top as well. So make sure you check that one out. And as this game's going to sort of peter out, I expect, from this one, we start looking towards that Cowboys and 49ers game, hoping for a close battle in that one. I say what, it really comes down to how the Cowboys offense plays in that one. So 1st and 10 for the Bengals. It's a handoff up the middle, but it's stuffed for no gain at the 30-yard line. So 2nd and 9 for the Bengals. 6.5 minutes left. They'll be looking to run the clock out.
Ooh, close on the clock, that.
Nice breaks through. Joe Mixon close to a 1st down. Looks like he's 2 yards short. Frustrated with himself. I think he thought he could have had a touchdown if he'd have stayed on his feet there. Bushed right through and slipped. Had he been able to stay on his feet, I think he would have been off to the races. To 3rd and 2. It's another handoff. And Joe Mixon looks like it's worked for a first down. His knee did go down. But they have given the first down. So just under 5 minutes left. So it's another handoff on first down. It's P. Ryan this time. Gains about 3 yards.
I'm sure that's about.
For 2nd and 6. Just over 4 minutes left in the game. And it's another handoff to P. Ryan, gains another couple of yards. Shader said unless the Cowboys D has caused a lot of turnovers. The Cowboys D's got the Cowboys have got a fantastic defense, but I think they've got to be able to keep up with the 49ers offensive scores as well. So it's a handoff again, only gains a yard or two. It's going to be short of the first down. So it's 4th down, the clock ticking, under 3 minutes now. So 4th and 1. Bengals looking to end it right here and now with the first down. And they do look like they've torn the Bengals offside. Or is it a false start? It is a false start, actually. As now the Bengals will punt. So 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. And the punt is up. A great angle punt. Which goes out of bounds at the 9-yard line of the Bills. 2.5 minutes left in the game, which is pretty much over at this point. Fantastic performance from the Cincinnati Bengals coming in to Buffalo and dominating this game. It sets up a great rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. You just hope, from the Chiefs' perspective, that Mahomes is fit and good to go in that one. And it should be end-to-end stuff next week. So dump-off pass on first down to Singletary. Steps out of bounds after gaining 8 yards.
Who's he? It's like Travis Kelce.
Second and 1, snap back to Josh Allen. Fires it into Dawson Knox, who's still fighting forward. Eventually goes down at the 31-yard line. Josh Allen dumps it off on 1st and 10 to Singletary, who's still going. Continues going. Eventually he's brought down. I think he was down by contact anyway, but he got up and carried on running. That's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. Just put in the link in the chat as well for the live stream of the 49ers against the Cowboys. So that is the link to join our live stream play-by-play reaction of the San Francisco 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys. So make sure you join us for that one, and hopefully we'll get a better, closer matchup than we've had in this one. So much was built up in this game about the two teams, the Bengals and the Bills. But unfortunately, from a neutrals and from a Bills fans perspective, it hasn't really lived up to the hype. The Bengals have dominated it. So hopefully in the final divisional matchup of this weekend, we're going to get a closer game. Hopefully it's close going into the fourth quarter. So make sure you do join us for that. So I've just put the link for that one in the comments. So as soon as this stream ends, make sure to head over to that link. We'll be starting that just before 11:30 once we've got that stream fully set up. So make sure you join us for that. So we've just under 2 minutes left in this game. Cincinnati Bengals lead 27-10 over the Buffalo Bills. So 2nd and 7. A step back to Josh Allen looking to pass. Looking for Dawson Knox, gets the ball knocked out of his hands by Pratt, which brings up 3rd and 7. So it's a handoff on 3rd and 7. Finds a gap, fights for a first down. Clock will keep ticking. The Bills got no timeouts. Running their last few plays of their season, the Buffalo Bills. So 1st and 10 from their own 40. Step back to Josh Allen. Dumps it off to the running back, Singletary. Running gets out of bounds after gaining 13 yards. 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the game. So 1st and 10. Again, dumps it off quickly to Morris this time. Steps out of bounds after gaining about 7 yards. 6 yards on that one. 2nd and 4. Trying to finish off their season with a positive drive, the Buffalo Bills now. So back to Josh Allen, 2nd and 4. He's going to look deep over the middle. And it's an interception.
I think it's all over.
And that will end this game. Taylor Britt dives in front of the pass. And we've got Snow Angels left, right, and centre from the Bengals defense. And that is game over. Great performance from the Bengals offense and defense. So we're just a couple of QB knees away in victory formation. So that's one QB knee. It's one more away. And the Bengals are heading back for a rematch of last season's AFC Championship game that went to overtime and saw the Bengals win the game 27-24. And there you go. Nice backflip in the end zone. And so the Bengals come into Buffalo and beat the Buffalo Bills 27-10. So thank you very much for everybody that's joined us for this game. Make sure you head on over for our live play-by-play reaction stream of the San Francisco 49ers against the Cowboys, which will be kicking off in just around half an hour. Make sure to come and join us for that. Come and join the chat. And we'll see you very shortly.